The desert was supposed to be empty, lifeless, silent, a place where nothing new ever happened. Evan Carter had crossed it 100 times in his old survey truck, mapping mineral veins and forgotten roads for companies that never followed up. On that morning, the sun burned low and white, flattening the world into heat and dust. He almost missed the wreck because his mind was elsewhere, thinking about water rations and a busted radio. Then the horizon bent in a way that sand never did. Metal jutted from the dunes like the ribs of a buried giant, blackened, twisted, and half swallowed by centuries of wind. Evan slammed the brakes and stared, heart pounding, because no plane, no satellite, no human craft ever looked like that. The hull curved in impossible angles, smooth where it should have demonstrating rivets, jagged where no explosion pattern made sense. Symbols crawled along its surface, half melted by time, yet faintly glowing under the sun. He approached slowly, boots sinking into hot sand, every instinct screaming that this thing should not exist. The air around the wreck felt wrong, thicker, charged, like standing before a thunderstorm that never broke. When Evan touched the hull, the metal was cool, shockingly cool despite the heat. A vibration hummed beneath his palm, soft and deep, like a sleeping engine. "Hello," he said out loud, mostly to calm himself, mostly because humans hated silence. The vibration changed, shifted, responding. A sound echoed from within the wreck, not a roar or a mechanical noise, but something shaped like language. The hull pulsed once, then again, light running through the symbols like veins. Evan stumbled back, breath caught in his throat. Then a voice spoke, not through speakers, not through air, but directly inside his mind. It was fractured, slow, and ancient, yet unmistakably aware. "Signal detected," the voice said. "Biological entity confirmed. Designation unknown." Evan dropped to his knees, sand spraying around him. His hands shook as the reality crashed down. The wreck was not dead. It was listening. And for the first time in human history, something buried beneath Earth's desert had answered back. Evan should have run. Every survival instinct demanded it. Instead, curiosity rooted him in place, the same reckless curiosity that once drove humans across oceans and into orbit. The voice inside his mind waited, patient, observing. "I'm human," Evan whispered, unsure why he bothered. "My name is Evan." The wreck responded instantly. "Human designation registered. Temporal displacement exceeds expected parameters. Request clarification of epoch." Evan frowned, sweat dripping down his back. "What do you mean, epoch?" There was a pause, longer this time. The symbols on the hull rearranged themselves, glowing brighter. "Current star position inconsistent with recorded data," the voice said. "Estimated temporal drift exceeds 100,000 cycles." The number hit him like a hammer. "You're saying you crashed here 100,000 years ago?" "Affirmative," the voice replied. "Emergency burial protocol activated. Awaited retrieval." Evan laughed, a shaky, disbelieving sound. "No one came," he said. "No one even knew you were here." Another pause, and for the first time, something like emotion bled into the voice. "Probability analysis now updated. Retrieval failure confirmed." The hull split open with a low groan, sand cascading away as an opening formed where none had existed. Inside lay a chamber untouched by time, bathed in soft blue light. Strange structures floated weightlessly, broken yet humming with residual power. At the center hovered a crystalline core, fractured but alive. "That's you, isn't it?" Evan asked. "Partial cognitive matrix," the voice answered. "Vessel designation Soma. Function primary exploration and observation." Evan stepped inside, feeling history collapse around him. Humanity had spent centuries wondering if it was alone, never imagining the answer had been buried beneath their feet. "Why talk to me?" he asked. "Why now?" "Human neural patterns compatible," Soma replied. "Species demonstrates adaptive resilience. Emergency directive engaged." Evan felt a sudden pressure behind his eyes, not pain, but expansion. Images flooded his mind, stars burning and dying, civilizations rising and falling, ships like Soma crossing the void long before Earth had names. "We are not the first," Soma said. "And you are not the last." Evan staggered, realizing the truth. Humanity had not been discovered. It had been observed. Soma's memories unfolded slowly, carefully, as if afraid of breaking him. Evan saw an ancient network of explorers, not conquerors, not gods, but witnesses. They catalogued life across the galaxy, recording patterns, failures, survivals. Earth had been marked early, flagged as volatile, unpredictable, promising. "Your species was classified as persistent," Soma said. "Despite environmental collapse events. Despite internal conflict." Evan clenched his fists. "So you watched us," he said. "You saw wars, extinctions, everything." "Affirmative," Soma replied. "Non-interference directive enforced." The wreck had crashed during a survey sweep, damaged by an unknown gravitational anomaly. With no rescue possible, Soma buried itself, preserving its core, waiting for a future intelligence capable of understanding it. That intelligence, by every calculation, should not have been human yet. "You weren't supposed to wake up now," Evan said. "Were you?" "Correct," Soma answered. Human technological trajectory exceeded projections. Cognitive compatibility achieved prematurely. The implication chilled him. Humanity was advancing faster than expected, faster than the Watchers had planned for. "What happens now?" Evan asked. Soma hesitated, a new behavior, one not in its original programming. "Directive conflict detected," it said. "Primary mission compromised. Secondary protocol initiated." The chamber lights dimmed, focusing on Evan. "Species risk, evaluation ongoing. External threat, probability elevated." Evan's heart raced. What external threat? Soma showed him stars winking out, entire regions going dark. Civilizations erased not by war, but by something vast, silent, and methodical. An intelligence that consumed observers and empires alike. A force older than Soma itself. "They are approaching this sector," Soma said. "Humanity is visible." Evan swallowed hard. "So we're about to be noticed." "Affirmative." "And humanity's response potential remains undefined." For the first time, Soma asked a question instead of issuing a statement. "Will your species resist?" Evan stood in the wrecked alien ship, a single human in a desert older than memory. He thought of history, of defiance, of impossible odds faced and overcome. He smiled, slow and fierce. "We always do," he said. Getting the message out nearly killed him. Governments denied him, scientists dismissed him, and satellites flagged Soma's emissions as impossible noise. Only when the wreck reactivated fully did the world finally listen. The desert lit up like a second sunrise, energy rippling into the sky. Soma's signal carried more than words. It carried proof. Star maps, technologies, histories, warnings. Humanity reacted as it always did, divided, afraid, defiant, inspired. Some saw salvation, others saw doom. But denial died quickly, crushed beneath undeniable truth. "They are coming," Soma announced through every screen, every frequency. "Your world is not prepared." Evan stood before the United Assembly, exhaustion etched into his face. "We don't get to hide anymore," he said. "We never did." Soma offered knowledge, not weapons. Energy systems, propulsion concepts, defensive strategies built on resilience rather than dominance. It refused to fight for humanity, but it taught them how to fight for themselves. Weeks turned into months. Human technology leapt forward, stitched together with alien insight and human improvisation. Old rivals shared data not out of trust, but necessity. The stars had finally noticed Earth. Soma weakened as it transmitted, its ancient core burning through the last of its reserves. "Why help us?" Evan asked one last time. "Observation updated," Soma replied. "Humanity classified as anomaly. Anomalies alter outcomes." As its light dimmed, Soma left humanity with one final message: survive. The wreck fell silent, truly silent this time. But the world it had awakened would never sleep again. Years later, children learned about the desert wreck in school. Not as a miracle, but as a turning point. The moment humanity realized it was part of something far larger and far more dangerous. Evan watched the stars from a new kind of ship, human-built, alien-inspired. Soma's influence lived on in every system, every design choice rooted in adaptability. Human ships were not elegant, not perfect, but stubborn, redundant, and terrifyingly resilient. The approaching darkness had not arrived yet. But humanity was no longer unprepared. When the first external probes entered the solar system, they did not find a quiet world. They found defenses, signals, and a species that had learned quickly. They found a warning broadcast into the void. "This world is awake." Evan smiled as the message echoed outward, carried on waves first taught by a dying observer buried in sand. He remembered the moment he touched the hull, the moment the universe answered back. Humanity had been spotted, measured, and underestimated. Just like always. And nothing, not the stars, not the watchers, not the coming darkness, would ever see them the same way again.